What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, D and dual commentary. We have Ebony's Blaze at 708 versus Cutter. He's on the 14s, right? 1429. Yolosenju versus Nekroz. So you see him duality for Comma 3, then some in Fossil Dyna. Fossil Dyna is a good card. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I feel like this card came out in what? Light of Destruction. Okay, so Phantom Darkness came out in 2008. So I believe this came out in 2008 as well. If not 2008, then 2009. All right, so that's basically 6 years, roughly. I feel like 6 years we need an adjustment for power creep. Like, we need Fossil Dyna to be 1700. Like, they just literally need to remake the same exact card and just make it 1700. And it would be like perfectly fine. It would be well adjusted for power creep. 1800 might be a little much, but I feel like 1700 will be better because Fossil Dyna is great, but you like constantly have to protect them from Manjus and, you know, what's the Dance Princesses against Nekroz and, you know, so many other cards. Your opponent summons a CERN and like tries to attack over it, and you always have to have removal. So you see him now summon another Manju. Well, I guess the first one was Sandra, actually. Now, I think he's gonna have to search Valk. Otherwise, okay, so he searches Valk. I'm like, if you don't search Valk, you're putting yourself in a position where, like, you could get your chest kicked in by a Comma 3 plus, like, a Comma 1 or a Comma 2 play where your opponent just gets, like, loads of advantage. And from that point, the Yolosenju player can probably attempt the mount. But either way, he's gonna have to spend the +1 that he just got. He'll have to spend it stopping this attack. Unless Comma 3 is all he has, but looks like he has Sujin as well. So based off that, he'll kind of have to burn the Valkyries. Now, personally, I think Yolosenju players would be, like, I feel like the deck can still be really good. It's just, man, oh wow, he ended up scooping. Okay, so did he not have I guess he didn't have a Nekroz in his graveyard? I was sure that he had a Nekroz in his graveyard. But either way, I guess he just felt like, the rest of his hand must have been brick. And honestly, if Cutter had any type of attack stoppers back there, he probably was gonna, like, Ebony's Blaze was probably gonna lose. Like, if he had, like, another D-Prison or something like that, Mirror Force, Ring of Destruction, it was probably a wrap. But I feel like these Yolosenju players, man, you gotta get Mind Crush in that main deck, because against Nekroz, you know, just having the Mind Crush it's almost like a substitute for the Vanities or the Fossil Dyna. I've seen so many games where the Mind Crush at the right time, stopping the Shurits, and it's like the opponent can't really do anything else, or stopping the Nekroz of Unicorn off of the Kaleido Mirror play. So we're going into game 2, and gonna see what's gonna happen here. I give Nekroz a huge advantage in game 2 because, well, never mind, that went out the window. What I was going to say is, Yolosenju, the biggest problem with Yolosenju is going first. The deck is extremely mediocre. There is no bona fide, like, there's no great play that it can do turn 1. And you can't even summon the monsters turn 1 because they can't make any type of advantage. There's no Deneb, or, you know what I mean? There's no even card that you want to put on the board turn 1 because they all just bounce to the hand. There's no Mathematician. You can't even set like a Squamata or a Hedgehog or anything like that. So, gonna have to see what happens here. You see the standard Colossalus play, and I really don't understand why Ebony Blaze went first. There's nothing good that you can do while going first with this deck against the meta. Yeah, you can Genlock, but like against Yolosenju, that deck couldn't care less about the Genlock. I mean, maybe he'll go for the Valk play with Castel. I mean, not Castel, excuse me, with Daigusto Emerald and do that play that he just did. But I mean, how did it work out for him last turn or last game? It didn't. So would you really want to repeat history? So he does go for the Nekroz Mirror's play, Necro Mirror. I'm assuming he's going to summon Valk, which he does. And obviously he'll trigger Shurit. Maybe looking for Brio. Okay. He hasn't used, only thing he's used so far is Colossalus. And I guess Shurit. Now he's going to use Brio. Probably, I guess, try and go for a Unicorn play. If he doesn't have that, he's in a tough spot. But I'm gonna assume that he has that. I mean, he's... Oh, okay. The Nekroz of Trishula? Really? I don't really get that play. Because it's like... Yeah, that doesn't help you... That doesn't help you advance the game at all. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Nekroz of Trishula can protect Valk from... like, comma 1. But would you really want to burn it? That would be a real waste of a Trishula. That would be a neg 1, and you'd be burning through your cards like so fast. Alright, so we see a duality. Let's see what Cutter's gonna get. He's gonna chain. Oh, he chains Mystical Space Typhoon, so he can't get Mind Crushed. Fair enough. Okay, it's Book of Moon. Oh man, I was thinking that this was a good position for Cutter, but it looks like it's just got so much better. Oh man, and he just has the perfect setup. He has Fossil Dyna to make sure that he can't special summon anymore, and then he could take the Dark Hole, which could get rid of the Valk, and then he could obviously go YOLO spam on his opponent's field, but he wouldn't be able to special summon, so maybe the Fossil Dyna is the right call here. Now he has 5 cards, including a Fossil Dyna. All you have to do is just potentially play some good defense, keep that Fossil Dyna protected with maybe a Mirror Force, and this duel could be over. I mean, Ebony Blaze burnt a lot of advantage turn 1, and he got a Trishula, which he may never even get to use or summon. He sets 2 cards. The Dark Hole obviously wouldn't be good if he didn't have a follow-up play. Now, he can stop a D-Prison with the Trish, but then obviously he can't stop a Mirror Force. Or he could like double D-Prison. So he's gonna D-Prison. He must want to bait out the Trish, which he does. He could chain another D-Prison. Okay. There it is. Double D-Prison. So Trish is no longer a threat. Now it just becomes protect the castle. If he can keep the Fossil Dyna protected, all of these spells that he gets are really not going to matter. So let's see what's going to happen here. Okay, so he searches Kaleidoscope, which it's a great card, don't get me wrong, but you can't use it, so what are you really doing? I mean, I guess in theory he's deck thinning. He gets he gets a cycle. This dude's whole hand might be green. He'd better hope that his opponent doesn't start dropping the hammer on him, and by hammer I mean some damn Yolosenju monsters. Okay, and just as I say that, looks like we're going plus city, baby. And there's comma 1 and comma 3. This game could end. Oh lord, he's just full YOLO. So this game could end really, really early. I mean, I don't think I've seen Yolosenju end many games by turn 2, but it looks like we might see that now. I mean, Ebony's Blaze better have like some legitimate defensive cards, and I just don't think Fossil Dyna does it. I mean, I don't think Book of Moon does anything here. Like, yeah, a random Mirror Force would get the job done, but a Book of Eclipse, Book of Moon, like, they just don't do anything. Even if you get Book of Moon, he's just going to do so much battle damage. He's still going to go +1 on the search from comma 3, and then he'll be able to special summon. So he'd be able to make like Tiger King and get even more cards. Or he could go, well, if you Book of Moon, he'd know that you had 2 ritual spells and no ritual monsters. So like he wouldn't really have to worry about the spells that much. Alright, so it looks like he just gets it in for a ton of damage. I don't think he'll be able to kill him though. But as of right now, I mean, damn, his field is so jacked. And he doesn't have to worry about Trishula either, because even if he summoned a Manju and he was able to get over the Fossil Dyna, he couldn't Trish him anyway, and he'd just be able to go YOLO again. And him having potential double Cowboy, I think that definitely closes the game out. So you're not going to see that happen very much, but yeah, apparently Yolosenju can win by turn 2 against Nekroz. You just saw it here. Thank you guys for watching as always.